Hello students, here we are going to study about the nervous system in insects, which is the last point of your syllabus. So by this nervous system we will complete our syllabus. Now in other animals, like in other animals, there is also nervous system present in the insects also, and we know that uh, working or the function of the nervous system is to coordinate the activities of all other systems in the body. In the same way, this nervous system plays the same role, that is controlling all the systems or the activities or functions of other systems present in the insect body. Now this nervous system has units or the parts, that is neurons and brain and ventral nerve cord. Now these neurons are the basic fundamental unit or basic functional unit of nervous system, and there are glial cells also present in the body, that is protecting and supporting and also providing nutrition for the neurons. Now the neurons specifically consist of a cell that is called soma, and very long thin processes are present, that is axon and dendrons. So this soma is associated with tiny branching process. Now if you look at this types of neurons, structurally, if you study the types of neurons, in which if there is one soma present and which is associated with one axon and no dendron, then that type of neuron is called as unipolar neuron. The first diagram you can see is the unipolar. This one is unipolar neuron, in which only soma is present and the axon is present, but no dendrons are found in this unipolar. Further, the next type is bipolar. Bipolar neuron is having both the axon and dendron. Then multipolar is having multiple dendrons. See, this is the first one. So I'll show you the first dendron, second dendron, third, fourth and fifth dendrons, and only one axon is present. So such type of neurons are called multipolar neurons. Let me erase the okay. So these are three types of neurons present in the insect. Now after this, glia. What is glia? Glia, also called as glial cells or neuroglia, which are neuronal cells in the central nervous system, that is brain and spinal cord, and a peripheral nervous system that do not produce electrical impulses, but they are maintaining homeostasis, form myelin sheath around the neurons, and it also provides support and protection to the neurons. Then the synapse. Synapse is the region of close association between terminal arborization of a neuron and dendrites is called synapse. So the synapse is the structure, or it is association between one neuron and another neuron. So the terminal arborization, when they come in contact with each other, they form a synapse, and dendrites is and the space which is present in between two neurons is called synaptic cleft. Classification we have seen, that is based on branching system, the unipolar, which is having single axon, bipolar having two axons, and multipolar is having many axons. And also based on their functions, there are three classifications of the neurons. One is sensory type of neuron, second one is internuncial neurons, and third is effector neuron or motor neuron. So these are two classification based on the structure, that is unipolar, bipolar, multipolar, and second type of classification is based on their functions, sensory, internuncial and effector neurons. Now look at this insect nervous system diagram of a generalized insect. So the central nervous system is shown here, in which brain is located in the head and the nerve cord which is present in the vertical side or ventral side of the body, and therefore it is also called as ventral nerve cord. So single ventral nerve cord runs along the body till the end of the abdomen, and which starts from the brain which is located in the head. So this is the central nervous system. Next, see, the central nervous system is having three parts. Insect nervous system is having three parts. One is central nervous system, second is visceral nervous system, and third is peripheral nervous system. So here we will focus on the central nervous system. Central nervous system is consisting of brain and series of ganglia which are paired, and they consist of interconnected neurons. So here brain is present, and which is attached to a series of ganglion, paired ganglion present, and they consist of interconnected neurons. So this brain is located in the head region, and this brain has three parts majorly: protocerebrum, deuterocerebrum and tritocerebrum, in which the protocerebrum is found in the head region, so it is innervating the head. Deuterocerebrum is found near the antenna, so it is innervating antennae of the insect head. Then the third part, that is tritocerebrum, which is present at the base of the head, and as it is present near the mouth parts, it innervates the labrum. And there is subesophageal ganglia. So this is the diagram of insect brain. Okay, so see all the important points. This is the ocular nerve. This is the optic lobe of the insect eyes, and or which is innervating in the eyes. Then this part is deuterocerebrum. The ventral, very dorsal part or very proximal part of the brain is protocerebrum. Then the next is corpus pedunculatum, present at the base. Then medulla externa, medulla interna, antennal nerve, this is antennal nerve, deuterocerebral commissure present over here, tritocerebral commissure present below the deuterocerebral commissure, and the frontal ganglia, this is frontal ganglia. This part is tritocerebrum. So this is the protocerebral bridge, and deuterocerebrum, that is midbrain, and tritocerebrum is the hindbrain. So this is how the brain structure is, and the different parts of the brain. Okay. Next, now here how this ventral nerve cord is located and how it looks. This is the brain, and below that there is gut, and it is attached to the long nerve cord on which all the ganglions are located. So these ganglions are nothing but the number of concentration of the nerve or neurons. Now let us see how the conduction of nerve impulse is there, or the mechanism of conduction of nerve impulse occurs. So first one is axonic conduction and second is synaptic conduction. Now in case of axonic conduction, the resting position is this, yes, this one, or yeah, you can explain it better through this diagram. Axonic impulse conduction, in which the green colored portion is nothing but the part of neuron. Now from this neuron or on this neural membrane, the outer membrane of outside the membrane of the neuron, there are number of positive ions, as you can see in this diagram. So it is more positive outside and more negative inside the axon. So inside the axon there are number of potassium ions, and outside the neurons there are number of sodium ions. So this state is called a polarized membrane. The first diagram is showing polarized membrane, that means there is no nerve impulse yet conducted or yet received by this neuron. Second diagram, in which you can see a part of the neuron is polarized and the orange part is showing the nerve impulse which is now start conducting or taking that nerve impulse and processing, or and just this is because there is inflow of the potassium ion, inflow of the sodium ion and outflow of the potassium ion, and because of that the charge changes. The charge present inside the neurons is now being positive inside and negative outside, and therefore the stimulus is now passing towards the next region of that nerve, and therefore that state is known as conduction, and this conduction of nerve impulse, and this state is depolarized state. So this is in C, you can see the depolarized state which is received by the previous part of that neuron. So in this way the whole neuron conducts the nerve impulse throughout its length towards the next part of the nerve or neuron. So this is axonic impulse conduction. Now the the synaptic conduction is also there, that is wherever there is the association between two neurons is there, that part is known as synapse. And how the conduction or how the nerve impulse is conducted through this part of the synapse, this part of the nerve, that we will see. So this synaptic conduction is nothing but the conduction of nerve impulse through the synapse. So the nerve which the impulse which is received by this neuron is passing towards the end or synaptic knob. So this rounded structure is called synaptic knob. This structure is the synaptic knob. So inside the synaptic knob you can see the small vesicles inside, and these vesicles are having neurotransmitter molecules, and these neurotransmitter molecules empty their secretions into the synaptic gap. As the impulse is conducted, immediately the neurotransmitter molecules start releasing into the synaptic cleft, and then from that synaptic cleft these neurotransmitters enters into the another part of the second neuron, that is dendrite of postsynaptic neuron. So it is a receptor site through which all the neurotransmitters get entry, and then the nerve impulse gets conducted through this synaptic conduction. Okay, so in this way how the synapse or nerve impulse is conducted through the synaptic cleft and through the axon. So this is how the nervous system is present and how the nerve impulse is conducted, that we have seen.